The biggest sale of the year is here, folks. Here we go. Steam Summer Sale 2026. We've got some of our favorite deals from this massive offering of amazing indie bargains. This sale runs from right now all the way up through July 9th, 2026. So act quickly. It's go time. Alright, the first game that I would like to shout out is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Splintered Fate, which is a roguelike brawler that also mixes in some action RPG elements. It's a pretty good game. Not amazing, but good, decent fun, especially at a 75% discount, bringing it down to $7.49 here in North America. You can also get the Gold Edition, which packs in a few other goodies, for 60% off $15.85. Splinter has been kidnapped by who else but Shredder, and it's up to you and the Turtles to save the day. You'll gather a variety of collectibles and upgrades with each run in traditional roguelike fashion, enjoying 4-player co-op either local or online. The game was well received by pretty much everyone that played it. It has a very positive rating on Steam amongst 2,000 reviews, so if you are a fan of the Turtles, this is a very solid price for a fun game. Changing up the genre a bit now, we have The Last Spell next, which is a turn-based tactical RPG, though it does mix in roguelike progression as well. That will probably be a theme for this video. What game doesn't nowadays? You will defend a town from nightly horrors. Monsters will invade time and time again, and you must build defenses, craft gear, and level up your heroes if you hope to stand a chance. Create awesome builds through procedurally generated runs, and watch out because the difficulty on this one is steep. There's tons of different skills, whether you like melee, magic attacks, debuffs. There's so much to this game. I highly recommend it, and fans would also agree with that sentiment as it has a very positive rating amongst over 6,000 reviews. Great price here, 75% off, $6.24. Don't miss out on this title. It is very deep and beautiful, darkly beautiful. This one goes out to all you retro lovers out there, a game from 1995 that was resurrected for modern times. We did review this game, I believe, on the channel somewhere. It's Killing Time Resurrected, a journey through a mystical mansion that's full of ghosts, puzzles, and all sorts of fun full-motion video sequences. Ah, yes, the 90s were awesome for that kind of stuff, weren't they? It's a weird game for sure, and this won't be for anyone outside of fans of old-school FPS games. It takes place in the early 1930s in a cursed estate. You play as a student who is trying to destroy the mystical Egyptian water clock. It is a pretty traditional first-person shooter in that there's a variety of puzzles to solve, some enemies to gun down, plenty of exploration, and over 45 different areas. They did a great job on this one. It goes up to 4K resolution now, 144 FPS support, 50+ restored full motion video ghost sequences as well. Textures have been improved, and other things have made this the best way to play this old ass game. Highly recommended at 60% off, $9.99. This next deal is totally killer. Sorry, I had to do it. 80% off for Killer Frequency. Now that's one hell of a deal for this game that's set in the late 80s, a first-person horror puzzle experience of sorts, but there's really nothing quite like Killer Frequency. I always shout this game out every opportunity I get. You'll be playing as Forrest Nash, who is a late-night DJ who must guide callers to safety. The gameplay is a mix of branching dialogue choices, decisions that you have to make on the fly, and there's a few puzzles here or there as well. It's spooky, but in a fun way, so it's not going to be shit your pants scary, and I like the whole radio station setting, so this one comes well recommended as well from me, just like every game on this list. 80% off, $4.99, very positive reviews on Steam. Can't beat it, folks. Spin this one. Let's get a little weird now with Devolver Digital's Weird West. Enjoying a beautiful discount of 85% off. Yeehaw, $5.99. This was from developer Wild Eye Studio, and I don't hear this game talked about a lot, but it does have nearly 2,000 reviews on Steam. Very positive for the most part. It is a dark fantasy reimagining of sorts of the Wild West. The gunslingers are getting along with the witches and everything in between. There's a huge interconnected story here in this action RPG that takes place from the top-down perspective. Big world, 5 different playable characters, different choices with consequences to be made, and multiple solutions to different scenarios. You can use stealth, combat, there's traps, and so much more. If you haven't added this sometimes forgotten indie to your library yet, now is the time to do so. From the Wild West to Hot Wheels. Yeah, no real easy way to transition between those, but regardless, Hot Wheels Unleashed 2 Turbocharged, which has mostly positive reviews on Steam, released back in 2023, it's now 85% off, $7.49. There are some bundles available as well, which are pretty good deals. The Turbocharged Deluxe Edition goes for $10.49, the Legendary Edition for just $13.49. Look, I think these games are pretty fun. They aren't necessarily talked about a lot either, but they're good arcade action, and who doesn't need some of that in their lives? You know, we don't get too many of these arcade racers these days anymore. Lots of different mechanics were added to this one too, like jumping, double jumping, lateral dashing. There's 5 different environments, 130 different vehicles, and those were all available at launch. There's a full story campaign, quick race, time attack, elimination, waypoint, and even split screen multiplayer. Heck of a deal here, do not miss out. Okay, an oldie but a goodie. If you don't have this game for whatever reason, now is definitely the time to do so because it's 90% off. Yes, it was released back in 2019, but who cares? It's great. $3.99. Holy Monkey, A Plague Tale Innocence, which would get a sequel that is also included in a bundle. You can get that 70% off, $20.99 for both games. Pretty sweet deal there. Set during the 100 Years' War and the Black Death, you follow 2 young siblings who are trying to flee the Inquisition while unlocking a mystery about a strange illness and the rat virus. It's a third-person stealth game at its heart with a variety of different puzzles to solve and a really annoying last boss, so just be prepared for that. But other than that, 12 to 14 hours of good fun. Well, very bleak good fun. Grab it if you don't own it. I don't know why you wouldn't, but hey, I'm going to include it just in case. Now, I know I shout this game out a lot, but it deserves it, especially at this insane price. I want to say this is the lowest I've ever seen. Carrion at 90% off, $1.99. A bit of a hidden classic, in my opinion, though maybe not as hidden as I thought. It has over 16,000 reviews on Steam. Damn, more people like this game than I thought. That's great news, because I love this game, and I don't hear it talked about enough in at least the circles that I hang out in. This is a horror Metroidvania of sorts where you play as the monster. You are not really the hero per se here. The movement takes a little bit getting used to, but once you get a handle on things, you do not want to stop playing this short experience. There's a few puzzles in there, some really neat combat, a little bit of stealth even, believe it or not, and an odd, violent story unlike any other. Only takes about 4 or so hours to get through, so no excuses here at this price. You gotta play it if you haven't. Come to the dark side. Here we go. DARQ Complete Edition, 70% off for $5.99. This puzzle platformer mixing in some psychological horror elements is well worth that price, that's for sure. It's a 2D side-scroller of sorts with a variety of different physics for you to mess about with. You can walk on walls, you can rotate rooms. Lots of different puzzles here that are creative, I thought anyways. Following the story of Lloyd, who is trapped in a nightmare, the world is constantly shifting and distorting around you. If you want to get the Mind-Bending Worlds bundle, it brings it up to $13.57. Either way, DARQ Complete Edition should definitely be one that you check out during this Steam summer sale. Let's sneak on back to 2017 when Styx games were still pretty cool. Styx Shards of Darkness is on discount, and not just any discount, 90% off, folks. $1.99. I mean, almost any game is worth $1.99, especially a pretty dang good one. This is a stealth action adventure title, of course, just as the franchise is known for. You can use invincibility, clone creation, environmental kills are here. Lots of different cool levels to explore and mess about with. It's a semi-open game with various paths to take. Story-wise, if you care about that, this takes place after Master of Shadows. The skill tree is quite robust here with stealth, kill, alchemy, cloning, and beyond. Players seem to really enjoy this one as it has very positive reviews, marking much better than the more recently released Styx game, and at that price, pretty hard to argue. It's time for a true hidden indie gem that is marked 80% off, $5.99. We're talking about After Us, which came out in 2023 from Untold Tales. It sadly has only 374 reviews on Steam, which is super disappointing given the fact that it's a pretty dang awesome 3D platformer. It was also released on consoles, but obviously this is a Steam sale video, so that won't help you here. Maybe they'll discount it at some point. Keep an eye on it either way. But you play as Gaia, the spirit of life, traveling through 8 different interconnected areas using a variety of your abilities in order to do so. You'll jump, you'll dash, you'll glide, and so much more as you try to rescue extinct animals, fight off the evil devourers in this story that is told not through any words, but rather the environment. We've seen that a few times throughout the years now. It's a hard-hitting message that will definitely stick with you long after the credits have rolled, which won't take you a super long amount of time anyways. There's over 100 animal spirits to collect in total, and there's no real traditional combat here. Rather, the focus is more on the traversal and the puzzles. Not the world's largest discount here, but still a pretty dang good deal on what is one of the great games of the last few years in the indie gaming scene. Hades 2 2025 release is now 30% off for $20.99. Does this game really need an introduction? We all know what Hades did for roguelike dungeon crawlers, and Hades 2 upped the antes with better visuals, more everything pretty much. Grab it if you've yet to do so. Pretty nice little discount. You can also get the Hades and Hades 2 bundle, which includes both games and some other fun stuff, I believe, for $33.04. Bet you haven't Gerda this one before. See what I did there. Gerda, A Flame in Winter is 80% off, $3.99. It is a hidden gem in my opinion, as it only has around 400 or so reviews on Steam. It deserves better than that. It was published by Don't Nod, and it's a narrative adventure with some light RPG mechanics mixed in there and plenty of tough dialogue choices to be made. Taking place from the isometric perspective, it's set in Denmark during the German occupation during 1945. You play as Gerda, just as the title implies, whose husband is unfortunately arrested, and you'll unlock real-life stories around those times, which makes it a very intriguing playthrough. There's even multiple endings to be had, a personality skills system which will unlock new dialogue options, time-sensitive events, and so much more. You history buffs out there will do well at this price, 80% for $3.99, no brainer. This next one now, I'm going to be honest, I've never played for myself, but I hear time and time again from my staff members how great it is, so I'm going to go out on a limb here and recommend it to you all. RoboQuest is 50% off, bringing it down to $12.49. It is a first-person shooter roguelite, and Barely Magic Mike on the channel is always saying he can't get into the first-person shooting roguelites except for RoboQuest, and I trust his opinion. You choose between a variety of different Guardian classes, there's a base camp to be upgraded, and a story that takes place during the year 2700. I wonder if I'll live to see that one. Probably not. There's full co-op, fast-paced action here. It's definitely a fan favorite with a lot of reviews, all of which are positive towards this game. Good deal here. Be sure to pick it up if you're a fan of shooty games. Let us turn our attention now to Risk of Rain 2, which is enjoying a nice dry discount of 67% off. That didn't make any sense. It's rain. It's supposed to be wet discount. Ugh. $8.24 is the price. Look, some people were mixed on this game, but overall, it seems like fans kind of came around on this third-person roguelike shooter. Lots and lots of items that can be stacked in this game with 12 different playable survivors. There's bosses to take down in 4-player online co-op mayhem. Like I said, Risk of Rain 2 has now overwhelmingly positive reviews on Steam. This one's probably more in that AA range, but snuck it on there anyways. And yes, this list was going to be 15 for now, but bonus time, and if we can get this video to a whopping 10,000 views, well then I'll make another one just for you. Also, be sure to shout out in the comments below which games you're grabbing during this amazing Steam summer sale. We would love to hear from you. Alright, 40% off to close things out with Blueprints, which some would argue was the game of the year last year. I didn't play it for myself, but boy did I hear it gets very, very addicting. And you know, it took me a while to actually realize that the title of this game is a pun. Get it? Blueprints. Maybe some of you are just learning that now? No, I'm the only slow one? That's fine. Either way, you explore Mount Holly in a giant mansion that has 45 different rooms that change every single day you explore it. Through each unopened door comes random draws of blueprints that will help you to lay out more and more of the mansion. You're gonna run into dead ends, but you'll get farther and farther through upgrades. Our dear Ashton played this game so much that she actually had to uninstall it from her computer to stop from playing it. Great price on a great game and highly recommended. All right, everybody, you know what to do. 10,000 views, 300 likes. Let's do something great for this video and celebrate an awesome Steam summer sale. And thank you for all that you do for independent content. Thanks so much for watching, everyone. If you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel to help us continue to be able to bring a voice to the voiceless. Join the over 60,000 indie warriors that have said goodbye to the gaming echo chamber. For even more support, head over to patreon.com/idreamofindiegames, where you can get Discord access, early shows, exclusive content, and more, now with a brand new $2 entry tier. Or check out YouTube memberships for exclusive badges, custom emoji, and other fun perks. Support real people making real things, because here at I Dream of Indie Games, it's always about the games.